So if two triangles are equiangular, it means their corresponding sides are proportional. This is strictly grade 12 swag. Let's check. And you try to choose the sides that you know or the side that you want. Check BC here. We want this side BC. This is the side we are looking for, BC. Then you say BC over, if you take BC here you'll have to take AD. AD. BC over AD will then be equal to, remember, if two triangles are similar, then their corresponding sides are proportional. Now we have proven that the two triangles are similar. Now I'm taking their sides proportionally, meaning that BC over AD will then be equals to, let's check what we have. Again, AE we know AE, we know A, here is AE we also know AC. Therefore, you can say AC, in this side you take AC. If you take AC, you'll take AE here over AE. Because the two triangles are similar. If they are similar, it means their corresponding sides are proportional. Now we want to answer 10.2 to determine the length of BC. Let's check. BC over, check AD. Check AD. What is AD? AD is 36, which is equals to AC. Check AC. AC, it means you've got at 40 plus 32 plus 48. Let's add them together. 40 plus 32 plus 48. They all give us 120. Then they give us 120 over AE. Check AE is 48. Now we multiply both sides by 36. If you multiply by 36 here, you'll be left with BC. You multiply that fraction by 36, you've got 120 divided by 48. Then the answer you multiply by 36. Multiply both sides by 36. You've got BC as 90 units. Therefore, BC is equals to 90 centimeters because the units that we are using here are centimeters. So BC will be equals to 90 centimeters. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed this one. I think time is almost up. I had a question. I want to respond to the question. One of the viewers asked me to give him or her an outline of the paper. How will paper 2 look like at the end of the year? Unfortunately, because of time, I am unable to break it down properly because it will take me more time. But I'm sure that in yesterday's presentation, Mr. Moswane clearly outlined how the paper 2 will look like. And again, just to add on that, if at school, all the schools have been provided with the exemplar papers, please ask your teacher to give you an exemplar paper for grade 12, paper 2. Then the end of the year paper will be more or less similar to the exemplar. That's why I'm saying, for me to break it down right now, it will take me a lot of time, and I don't think we have that time available at the moment. You can again view yesterday's presentation by Mr. Moswane, where he outlined how the paper 2 will look like, or alternatively, ask your teacher to give you an exemplar paper, and that if the teacher can give you that exemplar paper, you will then have an idea, because the exemplar paper is a paper that indicates more or less how the end of the year paper will look like. But all I can say in paper 2 is that the section that I'm doing right now, which is Euclidean geometry, will only take 50 marks. Paper 2 will be out of 150. This Euclidean geometry will take 50 marks. We've got trigonometry, which will take 40 marks. We've got analytical geometry, which will also take 40 marks. And then statistics will only take 20 marks. And that is all clearly indicated in yesterday's presentation by Mr. Moswane. And even the exemplar papers confirms that. I hope I have tried my best to answer that question. Thank you. Let's carry on. I think we are left with about 5 minutes. And this remaining 5 minutes, I can take you to one more problem. We can do one more problem relating to this grade 12 proportionality and similarity theorems. Let me take you through this one problem, and then we can call it a day for today. We'll then continue again tomorrow. Check. Let me do this one with you. Let's do this one together for the remaining 5 minutes. Okay, right. It reads, AB is a diameter of the circle ABCD. AB is a diameter of the circle ABCD. It means A, B, C, and D are concyclic. They lie on the circumference of the circle. And you know, once they say AB is a diameter, automatically you know an angle subtended by diameter is 90 degrees. And you immediately mark 90 degrees there, because angle C is subtended by AB. Therefore, it means angle C will then be equal to 90 degrees. OD is drawn parallel to BC. Look at OD. It is drawn parallel to BC. And if OD is parallel to BC, the corresponding angles will then be equal. We cannot talk of the alternating angles here, but we can talk of the corresponding angles. Therefore, immediately you mark here 90 degrees. E1 can mark this one angle E1 to be equal to 90 degrees, because E1 corresponds with C. Thank you. If the radius, let's check the radius. If the radius is 10 centimeters, what is the radius? Distance from the center to circumference. OA is 10. You've got 10 here. It's 10 centimeters. If the radius is 10 centimeters, AC, where is AC? This AC, the whole of AC is 16 centimeters. Remember, I said it's 90 degrees here. If AC is 16, then you know that this one will also be 8. AE will be 8. EC will also be 8. Because you know, the perpendicular drawn from the center to the chord bisect the chord. The perpendicular drawn from the center to the chord bisect the chord. We call this line the perpendicular because E1 is 90 degrees. And it is from the center because O is the center. So we say perpendicular drawn from the center to the chord bisect the chord. Calculate the length of ED. Now the question is to calculate the length of ED. Let's do it together in the remaining few minutes. Now our workout. Firstly, remember we are answering question 9. Angle C is equals to 90 degrees. All the information that you indicated earlier, now we need to write it down now so that it can be allocated marks. This carries 5 marks. We need to, all the information that we indicated earlier, we have to indicate, we write it down. Angle C is equals to 90 degrees. This is an angle subtended by diameter. We know the angle subtended by diameter is equals to 90 degrees, or we can say angle in a semicircle. Angle C is equals to 90 degrees, angle subtended by diameter. Then we say, you mark off D1 here. Say angle D1 is equals to angle C as well. D1 is equals to 90 degrees. Why? Because those are the corresponding angles where OD is parallel to BC. Now, remember what is given. We are given that AC is 16. AC is 16 centimeters. So we need to provide the reason. Why do we say AE is equals to EC? Now we say AE is equals to EC, and each is equals to 8 centimeters. Why? Perpendicular drawn. You can say perpendicular drawn from center to chord. Sometimes if you forget, you can just say OE perpendicular to AC. So it's 8 centimeters. Now we can apply Pythagoras theorem to determine the length of OE. Because once we can get OE and OD will then be equal to OA, because those are the radii. Okay? According to Pythagoras theorem, 10 squared is equals to 8 squared plus OE squared. Now, let's check. 10 squared, you've got 100. 8 squared gives you 64 plus OE squared. Now you transpose. You are left with OE on the right-hand side, OE squared. 64 you transpose to the left, 100 minus 64, you're left with 36. Then you determine the square root both sides. Therefore, OE will then be equals to 6 centimeters. 6 centimeters. Here is OE. OE will then be equals to 6 centimeters. But remember, OA is the radius. OD is the radius. Therefore, we say OA, but OA is equals to OA is equals to OD. Why do I say they are equal? Because those are the radii of the same circle. Now OA is 10. Check OD. OD is 6 plus ED. This OE plus ED, and OE is 6. It's going to be 6 plus ED. Then we've got 6 plus ED. Therefore, it means ED, you transpose, ED will be 10 minus 6, which will give you 4 centimeters. 4 centimeters. Therefore, when answering this question, it means ED will then be equal to 4 centimeters. Thank you very much. I think I've arrived at the end of the session, and I hope you find the session inspiring. Please, I always say this when I'm here at IBP, practice makes perfect. Keep on practicing. If you practice, the theorems will just come automatically to you, and you won't encounter problems at the end of the year. Let me take this opportunity again to wish you well in your examinations. I know some of you are in camp, some are studying very hard, working hard at the school, final preparations because exams are starting on this coming Monday. Let me wish you well and keep on working hard. Thank you very much.